Well, I've done a few videos about some of the shortcomings of this truck. There's really not all that many. This is basically my review of the truck from all the experiences I have had. Traxxas X-MAXX from a hobbyist standpoint. This truck is not indestructible. It is just tougher than other trucks. A lot of people are complaining about the 30 to 35 mile an hour top speed. They read it, but they don't actually see it. If you see this thing at top speed, you will think, holy shit, that thing is fast. A vehicle this large, and I'm going to do some size comparisons with the actual T-Max, a Rustler, a built SCX-10, and just a few other cars, just so you can get an idea of how big this vehicle is. The shock, for one thing. Here's a Red Bull can. That's the size of the damn shock. I mean, the shocks are huge. 35 millimeter. I mean, they are enormous. The latch system is ingenious. Great way to get the body on and off. Right now, I'm actually running bad batteries, but I've got 275 good batteries, but one's 35C and one's 40C. They're both 5,000 milliamp, but I've got two 7500 matched batteries coming tomorrow, so won't have to worry about that. But I'm going to start off with some comparisons to some other vehicles. The first vehicle we're going to go with is the vehicle that is in this same lineup of trucks. That vehicle, of course, being the T-Max or the E-Max. There's the T-Max. I actually put it on top. The T-Max sits on top of the X-Max's cab, and you still have ample room in the front and the back. Next up, this is as you can see, T-Max 3.3 extended chassis. Not a lot's been done to this, just servos, stuff like that. Next up is a Rustler. Not a lot's been done to that. Again, servos, metal exhaust system, things like that. Next up is a vehicle that isn't really modified a lot, except the ESC and motor. Excuse me if I'm getting a little close to the X-MAXX, but I'm having to reach. Here is a HPI RS4 RS4 Sport 3. And that just gives you the idea of the size of this vehicle. It's enormous. I mean, this thing, the tires are taller than this vehicle is tall. And the last vehicle I'm going to get to is a axial SCX-10 with 130 millimeter shocks, lifted. About $1,500 put into it. It is a true scale, a true crawler truck. And this is the extended chassis. Sits on the cab. When I got the T-Max, I thought it was big. No. The X-MAXX is enormous. Several things I'm going to touch on are other videos that I've seen. Like every other hobby grade toy, you are going to break parts. So many people think that if you buy this vehicle it is going to be able to go through brick walls. No, it is just like every other RC vehicle. It is just bigger and tougher. I'm sure everyone has seen the shock shafts being broken. I have broken one myself. The reason for that is I was being stupid. I went through a narrow passageway. It hit a tree. It snapped the lower right A-arm. The sudden release of all the spring tension broke the shock shaft right at the threads. Well, TIG weld it back together. That's what I did. And it runs just the same. It's just a little harder and more brittle. But you call Traxxas, especially within the first month, they sent me, even though they did not have the parts in stock, they sent me 2 shock shafts from the lab and a lower right A-arm for free. I have a lower right and left A-arm and upper A-arms coming in the mail. Just for precautions, I still have an extra shock shaft. I have extra batteries coming. Today I'm waiting for UPS right now to bring me my light kit that I'm going to install on this. It's a 5th scale. It comes with 4. Basically there's going to be 48 LEDs on the front and 10 red LEDs on the back to really light the way ahead of this thing. A lot of people complain about shock oil coming out of the shocks themselves. Well, Traxxas has admitted that they rushed this truck. They rushed to get it out because of the consumers and how much the consumers wanted it. It's always supply and demand. People will buy it, and then there's going to be problems. Like, I know everyone has seen the one with the guy that had his on fire. The reason that happened is Traxxas wanted to put a Castle system in here but keep it cheap, but Castle did not want to negotiate price, so Traxxas and Castle had a falling out with the X-MAXX. You're still going to get your Castle Monster in your E-Revo, in your brushless vehicles, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just with the X-MAXX, they are using a cheaper Chinese ESC and motor, but it is still a monster. I have a Robinson Racing 16-tooth and 18-tooth pinion coming, along with the Castle Creations double blower fan. Kershaw Designs right now is working on a motor mount to put the 2028 motor in here, along with the XLX ESC, which I'm definitely going to be doing. But, I mean, it's just like any other hobby vehicle. There's so many people out there that are bashing this vehicle, especially like on inside here. If you were to take the wheel off, actually, let's see if I can get to it real quick. Yeah, I can. A lot of people are questioning the plastic. Hang on, I gotta get this wheel off. Damn. I will tell you, this thing is built tough. Ah, fuck. This truck is a fucking beast. I'm gonna get to the main part. A lot of people are questioning this right here. This is a 23mm hub adapter. It's splined. If you take this little clip right here off, you'll actually see that it is splined. And a lot of people are saying, oh, I see that's going to get rounded off. No. I have beaten this thing to hell and back, and it's still running. It has been completely submerged in water accidentally. I didn't realize the water was as deep as it was. And it came screaming out of the water. that really impressed me. You will see that the tie rods are plastic. When they get metal ones, I will be upgrading to that. But I do like the idea of plastic, so it will break this instead of something more important inside, like the servo. Now let's get the wheel back on. Oh, sorry. I'll get right back. But, I mean, there's so many things that people are complaining about. Well, if you did buy one of the very first trucks, you are going to have problems. Because they did rush these trucks to get them out. That's why I waited 2 months to get mine. So some of the initial flaws would be gone. We're going to get to the inside and get to what I would call the meat and potatoes of it. You get your 6S VXL. Yes, I have changed out my connectors. They are XT60 connectors. They work fine. They do not get warm. I don't like Traxxas connectors. And I'm running a Venom 35C 5000 milliamp on this side and a Bias 40C 5000 milliamp on this side, but I'm getting new batteries tomorrow, so actually they're just sitting in here right now. I'm probably not going to run until I get my new 7500 milliamp hour batteries where I can take this off. I don't like this spacer. I like the idea of having a bigger battery, longer runtime, more milliamps. The low voltage cutoff does work. There's just so many things about this. I've done a video of the differentials, how people have blown out their differentials. Well, before you run it, why don't you take a look at it? The differentials, to get to the differentials, there's only 13 screws, 13 bolts. And the differential comes right out. I have a video of how to do that. Then fill it up with some 50,000 weight silicone grease. I mean, completely fill it up, and then you don't have to worry about blowing out a differential. I will admit the bumpers are a little weak, but they're sacrificial, just like the skid plates. I really like that idea compared to the T-Max, where the skid plates actually hold it together. That's why I'm going to be going with metal. I've had this since July, but since it is a nitro, I haven't really been running it as much. I still love my T-Max, but I just haven't been running it as much because it's nitro. The motor, if you put the Castle Creations double blower motor fan on this, it'll keep your temps down even with the 18 tooth spur. I love how they already have it indexed, so you don't have to weeble wobble everything and put a piece of paper in to get it set just right. They have the pins in place. You just lift the motor up, put it where it's supposed to be, and it's automatically set for you. All that's coming in the mail. Everything done through Amazon. Thank you, Amazon. To get from here out comes off. From here out comes off, and then you have the center section. The motor comes off with the rear section. To get the rear section off, you have 2 screws on this side, one there, one there, one there, one there, and then this black piece. Up underneath, there's 4 screws that you have to loosen. 2 on this side, 2 on this side, and then there's 4 screws, one there, one there, one there, and one there, and then the entire rear end just comes out. And yeah, you also have to remove these. You have this upper sort of cage that protects everything down in it. because the only thing that comes above that is your antenna and your wires. Servo has more than enough power. And like I said, a lot of people are complaining about their shock shafts. I mean, their shocks leaking. I have beaten this thing to hell and back. Hell, I've already broken an A-arm. It's already replaced. I broke a shock shaft. No leaking. It's just, people are very vain, and they expect, I mean, hell, it's a 1/6 scale truck. A lot of people say to me a low C XXL 2E would have been a better buy. That's a 1/8 scale. This is a 1/6 scale. It's bigger. It has the self-riding ability. And if you put $30 into it, you'll get the same speed. And I love how it's built. I have taken it apart and I've looked at the individual pieces. The drive shaft itself is a thick piece of machined aluminum. And it's splined compared to others where you just have a pin. So you don't have to worry about a pin breaking. There's so many different things that I can keep going on about with this vehicle, about people bitching about this and that. It is an RC vehicle. Things are going to break. That is how Traxxas, Losi, that is how they make their money. How the hell are they going to make their money if they send out a truck that is 100% indestructible? That is just stupid, because, I mean, they have to make money with, okay, you're going to need extra parts if something breaks. Like, I had to get extra, well, within the first month, if something breaks and it's not your fault, usually, they'll send you the part for free. They do it UPS Mail Innovations. They do it the cheapest possible way. But it still gets, I live in Georgia. They ship from Texas. It took 5 days. So, I mean, there's good and there's bad with this truck. I mean, as with any RC vehicle, it's not going to be 100%. Oh my God, this is the best vehicle I've ever had. Yes, I believe this is my treasure RC truck. I love this thing. As for off-road, my treasure on-road is, of course, my RS4 Sport 3. Because I also have the Porsche body and the tires, so I have it set up for drifting or touring with a Mamba Max Pro and the 4-cell motor. I can't remember, the 1415 motor in it, 2200 kV. But I don't understand why people have so many problems with this vehicle, talking so much crap about it, saying, oh, you'd be better off saving your money, getting a better vehicle. Look at the Losi 5T. It's gas powered. You don't see it hauling ass around. That's because of the size. Of course, if you have a small little vehicle, you can put a extremely powerful motor in it and it's going to scream. I have some Losi 1/24th scale that go faster than this. But that's because they have 10,000 kV motors in them, running on 3S. So, if you do the math, hell, they're running upwards of 100,000 RPM. Another great thing about this is Kershaw Designs currently is working on a motor mount to put the Castle XLX system in it, which as soon as it comes out, I'm doing. People have already put the XLX system in it by modifying some parts inside, but I want to do it the right way. Sorry, my flash went off. I did have my flash on, but battery's getting a little low, I guess. But it is a good vehicle. Do not listen to the haters. Of course, there's always going to be haters, and most of the haters don't even own one. They say, oh, I'm not even going to buy one because everything I've heard. Fucking rumors. We're going back to high school, basically. Be an adult. If you like what you see, buy the damn thing. You'll be happy, I promise. Sure, it doesn't do 60 mile an hour like an e-Revo brushless, but also the e-Revo is about 2/3 the size of this. And it's built to do that speed. I mean, this one, the dog bones alone are completely metal. And they're enormous. They're triple the thickness of any 10th scale vehicle. So that right there should just tell you. The differentials are the outdrives are splined into the differential. That should just show you how tough this thing was built. Traxxas really did their homework. Where the A-arms connect, that is steel right there. Upper and lower. So, there's going to be haters, there's going to be lovers. I'm a lover, I've had problems, get over it. So, you've seen some, this is basically a Christmas present to myself. You've seen some comparisons to some other vehicles, and now you've got the opinion from a true hobbyist. I've been in the hobby for a little over 3 years now. I'm not, of course I haven't been in it as long, but you can see I do have a nice little collection. I even have a Phantom 3 sitting right there. I play guitar. I mean, I have several hobbies. RC probably being my favorite because as a child I always wanted these, but my family never had the money. I now do. Slightly. Every now and then I can buy myself a vehicle. This being the most expensive vehicle I have bought thus far. But there's going to be drawbacks with any RC vehicle. It doesn't matter how much it is. I mean, even the DJ Medic that bought the 12S, 12 or 16S Losi 5T, that's all electric. His first run, I think he blew out an ESC. I can't remember. I remember watching the video, but something went wrong with it. Things go wrong with these vehicles. These companies will not make money if they make a truck that is completely indestructible. They just make it extremely tough so you can beat the hell out of it, but not take it to extremes. And the latch system, all you do basically is put the body on at an angle, slide it up under that front hole right there at the front where the shock mounts are. Get it on there, push down, goes down in place, push that down, spin, and you can actually lift the entire truck from right here. It has a built-in roll cage all the way around. These go into the body, so if it does flip over, you're not on Lexan, you're actually on a roll cage. When they come out with a metal roll cage, I'm going to put that in just to give it a little extra stability. When it hardly goes upside down. I mean, I believe it's 29.9 inches long, and the wheelbase is 22 or 23 inches. So it's wide as hell, as long as it is. It's also very long. So I've only flipped it twice. I've had it since the 21st of December. So like it, love it. There's always going to be lovers and haters for every RC vehicle out there. I love it. If you don't like it, okay, don't buy the damn thing. Don't get on YouTube and start bashing it when you don't even have one. Because that just shows your ignorance. You have no idea what this truck is capable of if you don't have one. So for those people that want one, get one. For those people that want to do nothing but bitch, Yeah, your videos will be seen, but the true believers out there who know about hobbies will get one. And yes, when you do buy it, it is about $900 with tax, depending on where you get it. They have raised the price a little bit. Then you got to get 2 batteries if you're not already in the hobby, and then you got to get a charger. Well, if you're already in the hobby, you already have batteries and a charger. I did have to buy a second charger because this does run on 2 batteries. I don't want to have to charge one battery that takes about a little over an hour and then unplug that and charge another one. I'm going to charge both at the same time. It just sucks that Amazon said that the Sky RC B6AC was prime and last Thursday, and then when I looked for it to be shipped last night, it still hadn't shipped, so I just went with a Tenergy. So there's going to be lovers, there's going to be haters. It's always going to be like that in life. If you like it, get it. If not, I know you're going to keep whining, you're going to keep bitching, but the X-MAXX is what it is. If you don't like it, get over it. Until next time, peace.